Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Campbell, and today I want to talk to you guys about should children be left back? That's today's topic. Should children be left back, retained? What are your thoughts? As we get into the topic, drop me a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this topic. It's a very important topic, and I think it's really something to think about, especially as a parent and also as a teacher. So I would say, ideally, I do not believe children should be held back. I don't believe they should repeat a grade. Well, there may be circumstances where in illness, they have been out for a long time, those type of circumstances, but ideally, I don't believe they should. I think the research have shown that children should not be left back. So in recent research, the National Association for School Psychologists, the NASP, reports that some kids do better in school the first year or two after being held back. But it also said that it does not last. So it is not ideal that children should be left back. Research also shows that it can contribute to low self-esteem, emotional, and also social issues at school. In thinking about leaving children behind, we have to really, as professionals, as educators, to really take a deeper dive into why. And if we see as educators that children are struggling in our classrooms, what are the steps that we should take and the strategy? How can we ensure that they meet the standards and that milestone? We have to put a little bit more work into it. And I know it's hard, especially if you have a classroom of 30 children and you have 75% of your class doing well, and maybe one or few kids that are not doing so well, that you would say, okay, well, majority of my class is getting it. Why is this child not getting it? You may reach out to the parents, and maybe you have, of course, send home your parent-teacher conference, forms, report card, I should say, have parent-teacher conference, talk about what the issues are. Sometimes the child themselves, his or herself, have no idea what's wrong. Why am I not picking up? Why am I not getting it? Why am I not, understanding the lesson? So I think, we should ensure that we're understanding the whole child, what is happening with this particular child. Because remember, there could be a lot of different variables and why this child is not meeting standards. For example, it could be hearing loss or some hearing issue. They're not hearing well. Another thing that could be happening in your classroom, they're not seeing well, they need glasses. Another thing can happen is dyslexia. Short attention span is happening. Reading and learning disabilities. Processing deficits. It could be a whole slew of things why children are not meeting the standards, why they're not getting it, what's happening. It could be some anxiety issues, especially when children are taking exams and they see other children that are getting up and they're leaving and they're finished and they're not getting through, and that anxiety is beginning to kick in. So there could be so many things. So in my class at school, when the professor asked the question, should children be left back? And majority of the class stated that they should. And these are professionals that are already teachers, but they're coming back to school to study for special education. And when she asked, majority said stated that yes. My answer to that is no, and I explain why I don't believe that children should be left back. One particular one of my classmates, she stated that she's from Jamaica, and children are just left back. There's no question about it. They didn't do well. You're left back. And that's it. So I rebutted her, and I stated that, again, I do not believe children should be left back. And, we have a culture where so many children have been left back in that particular society. And I'm not particularly saying just Jamaica, but in that particular society, as she mentioned, that many have been left back. And this is history, but way back, where if a child is not doing well, or student's not doing well, they're looked upon as stupid or dumb, and they began feeling that way about themselves, especially in that particular society where children were always also being flagged, beaten when they're not learning to standard and they're not meeting those milestones. So there's so many different things that was happening. Children that weren't able to see, teachers not recognizing that, children not hearing, so many different things that were happening. And so you have those particular parent that, end up dropping out of school or whatever happened. And then they have children as well. And their children have to meet that same type of educational system. And then the cycle goes on. And so I didn't think that, for me, that was appropriate. I've seen that situation that occurs so much in that particular society. And then she turned around and asked, and when I made my statement, she says, well, where are you from? And I said, are you from Jamaica? And I said, yes, I am from Jamaica. And she was saying that, well, Jamaica has a great special education program, and, the country is doing really well. And, and for me, I don't believe that defending a system is the way to go. I do not defend systems, but I do defend children, because I believe every child can learn. Every child, whether the child has a disability or not, I believe every child can learn. And, I'm not going to defend Jamaica and how they are now, because where they are, they should be better. And where they were many years ago was not good either. And here in the United States, there's a lot of work that still have to be done around children with disabilities, and educators recognizing when something is not right with that child, and when to dig deeper and to invest a little bit more time in understanding the particular child, because everybody learns differently. There are different types of learners. So how can we just kind of expect children to learn just in one way? We all learn differently, right? So I just believe that it is really important as parents and educators, and even the community at large, that we are more open, understanding with our children, understanding what those milestones are. And I know culture plays a big part as well in how we see things and see education. And we have to respect culture and respect each other. But to me, at the same time, it's really important to show love and respect to children, and to be at their level. When you stand like a giant over a young child, it's really intimidating. Get to know them, understand them, not just be someone that shows up in the classroom dressed a certain way and speak a certain way and act a certain way, and that you're above and not beneath. So I just believe that we should always put the children that we're working with, teaching, that we give them our best at all times, and that we meet them where they are. Children don't come to us empty. They already know so much before they come into our classroom. We're not their first teachers as educators. Their parents are their first teachers. Their mom is the first teacher, dad's first teacher. Where they were coming from, they are not coming to you with nothing. And so, again, we meet them where we are, help them to get from one stage to the other. And many times they may need that special support to be able to get them there. Help them to build that confidence, to know that they are special and they can learn and they don't have to always get it the first time. And give them the opportunity and the comfort and allow them to trust you to know that you're there and you want to see them grow and thrive. So I think it is important. And I think if we all as educators have the same type of attitude to bring our kids from one level to another and figure out how they learn individually. And if we're not special education teachers and we're not able to have the when we don't have the skills to know, then we know our instinct. We pick up something is off, something is wrong, and then we get the support that we need so we can help our children. Again, this is my little tip on the topic, and I just wanted to share with you guys. But again, if you feel this is something that's an important topic for you, please drop me a comment, let me know, and don't forget to like and to subscribe so we could keep having these conversations. Take care, be well, see you next time.